Hey there, everybody. Professor Cloud here with our second episode of Professor Builds a Planet Zoo. I'm sorry, makes me chuckle. Uh, in the first episode, we started the career path in Planet Zoo so that we could learn as much as possible about all of the different mechanics and capabilities that you have at your fingertips as you are building out your zoo. Now, the campaign kind of takes you through existing zoos, and then you make adjustments to that zoo to make it better in order to make it achieve all that it can achieve based on the animals that have been deployed within that zoo. So we did our first campaign at the Goodwin Zoo, which is the home zoo of the narrator of the campaign, or of the career path, sorry. We're going to be jumping into the second zoo here in this episode. So let's go ahead and jump back in and see what we're going to get with this one.
Welcome to Madagascar. It's quite the change of scenery from dreary old England, huh? Apart from the weather, I suppose. They don't call these places rainforests for nothing. The zoo you'll be working in is an ape sanctuary, where we're doing vitally important conservation work. Not just for apes, but for all kinds of species. But apes, well, apes are some of the closest relatives to humans there are. And yet, the way the world treats them is like, well, very much like some of us treat our actual relatives. Anyway, that's why I'm determined that our operation here does some good. If we can all leave some part of the world in a better state than we found it, we'll have lived lives worth living. And speaking of states, I have a horrible feeling I left the house in the right one. When I get back, I expect my life won't be worth living at all.
What do you think of Madagascar, then? Bit warm for my taste, to be honest. Anyway, this is Bernie's primate sanctuary. It's not just primates, though. We've got all sorts of animals. So why don't we go and have a look at some of them, eh? We'll start by taking a look at the red-ruffed lemurs. They're the ones that look like they should be in a Shakespeare play. Come on, let's head over to them.
Okay. As soon as the camera stops moving. Okay. So apparently we're going here. Oop, let's go down a little bit lower.
Red-ruffed lemurs are found in the rainforests of Massoala. That's in northeast Madagascar. They can actually live anywhere from 15 up to 25 years. Fancy that, eh? Okay, when you're ready, let's go find our Bornean orangutans.
All right. There we go.
The Bornean orangutan is such a marvellous creature. They're always a big favourite at any zoo they feature in, and they're also the biggest tree-dwelling animal on the planet. Assuming you don't count any lions that got stuck up one. Oh, why don't you take a better look at them? Open up their information panel and go into the animal camera.
Okay. Wow.
Aren't they just incredible?
They're beautiful animals.
When you're ready, let's go and have a look-see at some of our beautiful bonobos. They're quite the characters.
Okay. Let's see. Where are the bonobos? Here we go.
Oh dear! It looks like we've arrived just in time. One of the habitat's barriers has collapsed. And wouldn't you know it, one of the bonobos has made a run for it. We'll need to catch them. But before we do, we should box up the other bonobos to stop them escaping too. Select the habitat boundary to bring up the habitat information panel.
Okay. Done.
Good. Now open the Animals tab.
Okay.
And click on Box All Animals to box up the remaining bonobos.
Okay, got it.
Now, we'll need a vet to recapture that escaped bonobo, but it seems our last one left to do some research in the wild. Not an ideal situation. So, we'll need to hire a replacement, sharpish. Go
Okay.
into the zoo section and then into the staff management area.
Got it.
You can find all of your staff in here, but there's no time to go looking at their particulars at the moment. Hire a vet.
Veterinarian?
Now, click on one of the paths to place the vet in your zoo.
On one of the paths. There we go.
Great. Now let's deal with our escapee before they can cause too much havoc. Use the animal alerts to jump to the escaped bonobo.
Got it.
And then click on the Call Vet button to call the vet over to capture it.
All that. Got it.
Okay, that's a relief. So while the vet deals with our bonobo friend, let's go fix up their habitat so they can't escape again. Head back over there.
Okay.
As you can see, the barrier's collapsed. Someone's taken their eye off the ball, obviously. Let's get this one replaced. Select the barrier and then we'll edit it. Delete the broken section of barrier and replace it with a brand spanking new one.
What kind is it? Wood logs? What? I don't understand why it's not doing what I want it to do. Okay. No. This was so much easier when I was doing it in the previous one. I don't understand why it's not... Replace the boundary wall. That's what I'm trying to do. That's all. No. There.
Good. Now that we've
Right
done
click.
that, we need to make sure to add climb-proof barriers to the top. That way the bonobos won't be able to climb out. Just make sure you've got the correct piece of barrier selected when you do that. Okay, so go into the options section and select which side the climb-proof barrier needs to go on. And don't get it wrong. We're more worried about bonobos climbing out than guests climbing in.
I don't understand what you mean. Because to me, if we're going to make something climb-proof, we're going to make the entire boundary climb-proof. Climb-proof, none, left, right, both.
Nicely done. And I think it's high time we unbox those bonobos, wouldn't you say? The poor mites will get sad if we leave them in there for too long. Select the habitat barrier to bring up the habitat information panel again.
Okay.
And then open the animals tab. And finally, click on unbox all animals to let them out.
Okay.
I expect some of them are fair bursting for the toilet. So, it turns out that as well as the old vet leaving, the zoo's mechanics did too. We'll need to hire a couple of new ones so we can help stop any more breakouts. You see, mechanics do all sorts of helpful things around the zoo, but one of their most important jobs is taking care of the habitat barriers. Without mechanics around to repair them, the barriers will crack, crumble and fall down. And before you know it, we'll be overrun with escaped animals. Go into the zoo section and then into the staff management area again. Hire a mechanic and then click on a path to place them in the zoo.
Okay.
And then click on the path again to hire a second mechanic.
Oh.
As you can see, you don't have to go back into staff management if you're hiring lots of the same type of staff member. Oh, gosh, we have been busy, haven't we? Good work there. I'm off for a cuppa. Oh, I think Bernie wants a word with you.
Oh, I hear you had a bit of an issue with an escaped bonobo. The main thing is that you dealt with it swiftly, and more importantly, without the animals stealing someone's clothes, putting them on, and then walking out of the front gate.
You see, another key responsibility for our vets is animal research. Researching animals allows vets to unlock new enrichment items, additional information for our education resources, enhanced breeding programs, and improvements to food quality. Oh, the animals' food, not the vets. It'll take more than a research grant to improve the staff canteen. Anyway, as you can see, research is a key part of running your zoo. In order for a vet to undertake research, they require a research centre. And once again, that's something that this zoo is missing. So let's build one. I've marked out an area for you to put it. Now, you've probably noticed that there's already a building where I want you to build the research centre. Don't worry. You see, the building that's currently there is actually a hollow shell, so we're able to place our new building inside of it. If you select the research centre for placement and then hover over the shell, you'll see that it asks if you want to add the research centre to the existing building. Okay, click to add it to the building. Oh, but that won't place it in just yet, though. First, we'll need to rotate our research centre so it automatically connects to the path when we place it.
Okay. No, that's not what I want. Isn't that what I just did? Didn't I just build the research center? It doesn't seem to think I did. Okay, let's try it again. Oh, I think I may have... Yeah, I think I did. I put it the wrong way. Make sure it's connected to the path. It is connected to the path. I don't understand. Begin researching ring-tailed lemur. That's this guy to level 5. It doesn't seem to think that it's connected. Alright, let's try this again. If I move it too much... Alright, that is 100% connected to the path. I can see the blue on the path itself. You know what, here, let's do this.
Right.
There.
Splendid work. Now that we have a brand spanking new research centre, we can give our vets something to do in there. Oh, by the way, it's worth noting that the vets will only do research when they're not required to do any other jobs. That said, you can change what jobs a vet does via their information panel. But let's not worry about that just now. So, let's get our vet researching ring-tailed lemurs. Go into the zoo section and select Vet Research.
Okay, hold on. There's a way to do it from here. Yeah, View Vet Research. There we go.
Here, you can see a list of all the animals present in your zoo, and also all the potential diseases that can occur. Now, drag and drop your vet onto the ring-tailed lemur to start their research.
Oh, okay.
Actually, thinking about it, I'm not sure we've got any education boards or speakers by the lemur's habitat. Let's head over there and add some, so our guests can learn all about the furry little delights.
Okay. Now, where are they? Because we haven't seen them yet. It's raining. Ah, here we go. Got it.
First off, let's pop down 2 education boards. Place them on the habitat barriers at a height that guests can see, or, if you like, pop them down on a stand.
Media devices and education. Place down 2 education boards. Place 2 education boards for ring-tailed lemurs. Okay, hold on. Let's... Come on. Get a better view of what this would look like. We'll put one over here and one over there. Turn on a line to surface to make a line to surface. Got it. Okay, so we'll put one there. And we'll put one... Right there, I guess? Oh, that's a glass barrier that I was able to put it on. Okay. There's no glass barrier over here.
Okay, now that they've been put into position, we have to tell them what animal to display information about.
Okay.
Select one of the education boards to bring up its information panel.
Got it.
And from the drop-down list, select ring-tailed lemur.
Got it.
Although I'm sure that last part was obvious. When you link an education board or a speaker to an animal, you need to make sure that said animal is close by. If it isn't, the guests will get confused and won't learn as much. Okay, now that we've done the education boards, let's pop down a pair of speakers. Speakers play audio to the guests so they can learn while they look at the animals, instead of having to go through the laborious process of reading. Oh, one thing to bear in mind is that it's important not to put the speakers too close together. If you do, the guests won't be able to understand what's being said.
Okay, put one on each side, just like before. Okay.
Now we simply need to link the speakers to the ring-tailed lemurs, just like you did with the education boards.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense.
Fantastic! Oh, it's worth remembering that education boards and speakers both need power to work. They won't do much good without it. Oh, it looks as though our vet has completed their research on ring-tailed lemurs. We'll need to collect the results. We can do that by clicking on the notification or by going back into the vet research area.
Okay.
Go on, collect your research rewards. Just so you know, vets will continue to research an animal even after successfully completing a research level. I suppose when you're in the zone, you're in the zone. Well, now that we've enriched the lives of our guests, let's enrich the lives of our ring-tailed lemurs. Some animals, like lemurs, will have a climbing need. That means they have a requirement for a certain amount of climbing space, and you can fulfill that requirement by building them a climbing frame. Let's find out how much more climbing space our lemur friends need, shall we? Select one of them and bring up their information panel. Next, click on the Terrain tab.
Okay.
Now, as you can see, the lemurs need quite a lot more climbing space. But as it happens, I've already got a climbing frame blueprint built for you. So you can either pop that down or build one yourself from scratch. By the way, it's not always just climbing needs that you have to worry about. Other animals might need a certain amount of water in their habitat so they can go for a swim. They certainly do keep us on our toes.
Which one do they want me to use? Lemur climbing frame. There we go. Okay. You mean it's outside the placement area? There we go.
Oh, that's a great climbing frame for them. They're going to absolutely love it. Do you know what would make them even happier, though? Nicer food. But that's true of all of us, though, isn't it? You can unlock better quality food for animals through research. Luckily, we've already unlocked some for the lemurs, so all that remains is to make sure they get served it from now on. Let's bring up the habitat information panel by selecting the lemur habitat.
No, that's not what I wanted. Okay, hold on. What's the easiest way to get the habitat? Rain, environment, enrichment, state. And there's another way to do it, I'm pretty sure, which is doing it here. No, you actually can't set the food quality there. How do I get the habitat information panel? That's not it. That's for construction. That's me just clicking on the barrier. How do you bring up the habitat information panel? Well, that's not what I wanted. That's nice and all. I get to see the ring-tailed lemur, but that was not what I wanted.
Lovely. Now select the Animals tab.
Okay, I got there eventually. I don't think that that's the right way that they wanted me to get to the habitat information panel. There was probably something that I'm missing. I'll have to research it. There... Actually, here we go. Hold on. Let's... Habitat... No, that's not what I wanted. Yeah, I'll have to try and figure out if there is another way. At least I figured out how to get there. Alright, so click on the Animals tab.
There we go. As you can see, we can set the food quality in here. Just click on the drop-down menu and select Grade 2 Food Quality. Grade 2 Food Quality. My mouth's already watering.
Okay, Grade 2. There we go.
So, a new climbing frame and better food. Oh, you've really spoilt those lemurs rotten. Now, I think it's time we looked at one of the zoo's most important responsibilities. Releasing animals into the wild. You see, when we feel an animal is ready, we can release them into the wild. But what makes an animal a good candidate for release? Well, their age is an important factor. I mean, we can't release an animal that's a juvenile, just as we can't release one that's gotten too old. They'll also need to be fertile. After all, the idea is to repopulate the wild, so the best candidates will have a high fertility gene. And together, the age and fertility of a candidate will determine how many conservation credits will be rewarded when we release them. Now, conservation credits are vitally important. They're the lifeblood of your zoo, because earning them allows you to adopt even more animals. And what's more, the animals you can adopt will be of a higher quality. So, with that in mind, let's pop over to our orangutan habitat.
Okay. Got it.
Okay, I'd like you to find Agang, the Bornean orangutan in the habitat, and select him, please. You can either click through each orangutan in turn, or select the habitat barrier, go to the Animals tab in the Habitat Information panel, and find him in the Animals list.
See, this is... Okay, so this is why I had a problem. I was able to click on this barrier, and because this is an isolated barrier, the game automatically knew to bring up the Habitat Information panel for this particular habitat. Whereas the ring-tailed lemurs were connected barriers, so I had to go through a slightly different process, and that was what was confusing me. So I think I get it now. I just hope I remember it before the next episode. Okay, so we can go to the Animals tab. And we want a gung. And then release him into the wild. Young adult, 13.7 years old. He looks like he's fairly happy. Alright. Release.
I know it's sad to see him go, but he'll be happy out in the wild. And he's a wonderful candidate for release. Young, strong, and fertile. Excellent work there. You've definitely got potential, you know.
Okay.
Ah, I see you've been doing some homework. Although, it hardly seems like work when you're learning about something as adorable as a ring-tailed lemur. I imagine I'd have got much better grades at school if there'd been less algebra and more aldebra. Tortoises.
Okay, so far we've done a lot of work with habitat animals, but now it's time to learn all about exhibit animals. Let's build a brand new exhibit. I've marked an area for our new exhibit. How about we head over there?
Okay.
Lovely. Now let's build a new exhibit in the gap that's been left. Just add it to the building like we did with the research centre earlier, then pop it into the gap.
Okay. Exhibits. Build a new exhibit. Planet exhibit. Small walkthrough exhibit. Okay. Wow, this thing is really touchy. Okay. Did it not take? It did not take. Let's see if I can get in a little bit closer. I don't know why it keeps popping. I mean, it's just jumping around on me. I can't seem to get it to snap. Alright, that looks correct.
Perfect. The next thing to do is adopt an exhibit animal to go in there. How about a Gila monster? Open up the exhibit trading section and adopt one.
Okay. Wonder why the exhibit trading is under a different tab than animal trading, but okay. Alright, so there. This animal is being adopted for cash.
Just as we do with habitat animals, we need to send the Gila monster to the exhibit. Click on the exhibit to send it there.
Okay,
When
done.
you send an animal to an exhibit, it'll automatically be given the correct setup. But that doesn't mean it's completely ready for them. So let's finish it off. We'll start by adding some enrichment items. Click on the exhibit to bring up its information panel.
Okay.
Good. Now click on the Layout tab. Oh, well, it looks like we've only got the enrichment level 1 items unlocked at the moment. Never mind, let's turn on at least one of them for the Gila monster. As I'm sure you know by now, you can unlock more enrichment levels by having one of your vets do some research. Now we'll also need to set the temperature and humidity in the exhibit.
Okay.
These are vitally important for keeping our Gila monster happy and comfortable. Click on the Climate tab. Here, you can see the Gila monster's desired temperature and humidity. You can change both of these by adjusting the dials below. Make sure it's going to be nice and cozy.
Okay, so they want a range of... Too far.
That's the ticket. And the last thing we need to look at is setting up the different windows. So click on the Windows tab.
Okay.
You can edit and customize any of the windows on an exhibit. A window can be closed and blank, or have a 2-dimensional background, or even a 3-dimensional background on it. Why don't you have a play around with the options?
Okay. So... 2D facade.
There's also an exhibit education board. Pop them down near your exhibits to teach your guests about them. Let's add one now.
Okay, hold on just one second. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a separation between the two. I don't know which window is which. That's the one. Okay, let's put a 3D facade there. Oops, I wanted that. Oh, I forgot to hit OK. Alright, what am I doing here? Place one exhibit education board for the Gila monster. Alright, so... Facilities. Media devices and education. Education board. Let's put one of you. Let's turn you. Oops, I do this every time. Actually, you know what? Let's put you at the corner. There we go. And then we need to give it a name. There we go.
Lovely stuff. Now our guests can learn all about our venomous friend here. Right, now, I've got a bit of a big job for you. I need you to increase the number of species in the zoo. You'll probably want to adopt both habitat and exhibit animals to do so, which will mean building plenty of new habitats and exhibits for them. Go on, off you pop. I'll check in with you when you're almost done.
Okay. This is gonna be tough, because I don't know that I feel comfortable doing this, but... Alright, let's start with exhibit-based animals. Do we have room for more? Ooh. Animal exhibits. Okay, so there would be a small animal exhibit building, and then we would put the exhibit itself inside, just like we did before. Alright, so let's see if we have a piece of space that we can use for another exhibit. Okay, that's the entrance. Alright, so they do not have the ability to see into either one of these exhibits on this side. But I wonder if we could put, let's see what happens. Why will it not raise? Vertical snap, there we go. Except for it's still not vertical snapping. It doesn't seem to recognize the floor. Why? Yeah, it doesn't recognize that there's a floor here. It's perfect space for it. Yeah, it... I need to get a... Why will it not put on the floor? I don't understand. That's a perfect spot for it, right there. Instead, it's wanting to go down here. Okay, so apparently, after doing a little bit of research, this is actually not possible. The game has made it so that it's not possible. You cannot snap a building to a grid. So what actually was recommended is this. The problem here, of course, is that you're doing it in reverse order, and it's not even possible, really, because as you can see, it still shows as red, because it has to be placed inside of a building. So I can't do what I wanted to do there. They actually suggest that you put a hole right here, and then you put the building in, raising the building via some kind of a terrain manipulation or things like that, and then you would be able to do what was designed. There's probably some other tips and tricks that we could find if I went to YouTube, but yeah, doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that. Alright, well, let's take a quick look around, see if there's anything else. I think this is the exit. Yeah, that's... Yeah, that's the exit. Okay. Alright, so we got to figure out where to put multiple species. And I'm thinking we do it off of here. I mean, we could certainly do one right here. If we were to take the pathing and run it off, like say along this line, we could then have something out here. Alright, so let's see if we can do that. Yeah. The problem that I'm having right now is I can't see. Alright. That helps. Well, another option is the people are all already looking down. Really, there's no reason why we couldn't put... Yeah, let's do that. Barriers. I'll have to figure out how to get... Yeah, see, there's hippos right there, so there's no reason why we can't extend off of this. Okay, there's a barrier. Now we got to figure out how did they put a entrance for personnel for the hippos. Oh, and we've got another area over here we could use. Yeah, where's the gate for the hippos? How did this guy get in? That's a hippo enclosure. The hippo enclosure actually isn't complete. Yeah, I don't understand how he's getting in. There's no gate for the hippo area. Oh, there it is. Right there. Okay. And let me remove. Okay. So I then put a wooden habitat gate. Nope, they're not going to let me do it. Alright, let me see. I don't understand. By the way, Control Z actually does allow you to undo things. So just like you would do in Word or PowerPoint, Control Z will actually undo the things that you just did. Yeah, I've got to figure out how to get a gate there. They're not going to allow that because it's not connected to a path. Alright, let's do this then. I don't feel like the game has given me enough information. A habitat has become invalid? The bonobos are starving. Animal has escaped. Food enrichment in habitat. Why? There's a feeding platform. It's accessible. And it's suitable. Toy enrichment. Okay. Let's fix some of this stuff right now. We'll filter. Species. Bonobo. Okay. Toy enrich. Oh, that was the wrong thing. Crab ball. Sprinkler. Musical keyboard. I don't know why I'm on the heat map. I don't want to be on the heat map. There we go. The hippo has escaped. Why? Oh, right here. That's why. Glass, wooden. He's out. Except for they're not putting it in. Okay. I think that might have fixed that. Alright, let me go back to the bonobos. Still not enough toy enrichment. Alright, mirror mobile. There we go. There's enough toy enrichment. Food enrichment. It says there's no food enrichment in the habitat. Block of frozen fruit. Forage box. Small fixed roller feeder. That looks like a good plan. Let's put that over here. Suspended forager. We'll put that in. There we go. That should fix all of them. Okay, I think these are all clear. Dismiss all alerts. Vet has not attended to the habitat in a long time. Okay. I think we need to hire another vet. So let's go staff. Let's hire a vet. I'm going to put you right in. Oh, that's right. We've got to put you on a path, I think. There we go. Now, where did he go? Keeper assigned, vet requested. There we go. Okay, I think we're good. I still don't have 3 new species, but at least we've calmed things down. Yeah, see, right here would be another great place for an exhibit. But I have no ability. It doesn't, I don't think. I mean, let's give it a try. No, facilities. Yeah, again, it's the exact same problem. It will only put it on ground. How has this hippo escaped? He hasn't escaped. Yeah, that's false. Well, I suppose what I could do, I suppose I could take an easy path here. Stop. How big is... Alright, that's fairly good size. So we want... No, that's not what I want. That says large, and yet the other thing is bigger than that. Alright, you know what? Let's do this. Let me just go ahead and... I don't know why I'm not allowed to... Oh, flattened terrain. Yeah. Well, that's interesting. It won't... Oh, I see. Okay, hold on. Huh. Okay, so I can't destroy the pathway. Man, those hippos do not like things. They keep trying to head out. I don't know what's wrong with them, but... Okay, now then. Let me go back to... So, this is something I'm... Guest facilities. They give you a walkthrough exhibit, but... They won't let it be put down. Whereas the other exhibits are buildings, and then you put in the small things inside of them. I don't understand how to put down a walkthrough exhibit. It's like I'm missing something assigned to it. Alright, let me try something. Let's put a large exhibit. I don't know why it won't let me put it there. Okay, what about a medium exhibit? What am I missing? I mean, this would be a perfect way to get 3 new species. Okay. There we go. Alright, let's start small then. No power. Alright, well that's going to be a problem we got to fix first. Okay, I think I know how to do that. Okay, facilities, utilities, solar panel. Well, that's not what I wanted. Okay. Alright, there we go. Okay, exhibit is enabled. Alright, so we need to get a new animal. What do we want? What I'll do is I'll do this 3 times. This is a very quick and easy way, hopefully, to get to the 3 species that we need. Alright, so we just did the Gila monster. Maybe the Goliath frog. Adopt. Send to zoo. Okay. Exhibit. Temperature. There we go. Layout. Exhibit layout is partially providing enrichment features. Enrichment not yet researched. Okay, so let's go back over to here to vet research. And we're going to set you on the Goliath frog. as soon as we can get... Alright, so there's one. It's already got an educational board. There we go. Alright, let's add... No, that's not what I want. There's what I want. Not perfect, but it does what I need it to do. Alright, we'll set that there. There we go. And there. Okay. Now we've got the Goliath frog. Let's do the exact same thing again. Animal exhibits. Down to small. Okay. What do you mean terrain modification failed? There we go. Okay, so there's another one. Maybe I'll put one on the interior, if I can. Okay. I was thinking there was one right underneath the frog. Yeah, this guy. The lesser Antillean iguana. Okay. Layout, humidity. Okay. That's temperature. Okay. And then layout, let's see. Apparently we already have information about this guy. There we go. Let me see where we are. Oh, the iguana wasn't new. Oh, that's... I guess that's my fault. Okay. Alright, let's see what I can do over here. Let's see if we can put a medium one. There we go. Let me modify the paths. Again, not necessarily pretty, but it works. We just now got to put in... Oops. Sorry about that. 2 more animals. Yeah, this is definitely not pretty, but... Alright, so... Oh, this is all that we have. All that's available to us. Alright, let me see something. Animals. We already have the giant burrowing whatever. Okay, so I can put in the snail. Here, I'm going to refresh the list. But yeah, we've already got the giant burrowing cockroach. We do not have the snail, so let's put in a giant tiger land snail. Okay. Humidity. And temperature. Okay. And then layout. We'll probably... Oh. Yeah, we only have information about enrichment level 1. Alright, at least that gets us part of the way. Alright, and then you... Giant tiger land snail. There we go. Okay. Alright, so does that now get us to 11? Yes, that gets us to 11. So they're not going to give me a way to do this with just exhibit animals, apparently. Yep. These are the only species that are available to me. Alright. Well... I suppose I could do... Alright. I have an idea. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make this work, but I'm going to try. Track airlock, wooden... glass... There. Okay, and then paths. Okay. Now I just got to figure out what to put in here. What about the tapir? It's always the freaking hippo. Fix multiple habitat gates. Why? Okay, I think I understand what the problem is. Do I have the... How do I... There we go. Okay. I need to figure out how to bar this waterway. Okay. I think that should be then a clear separation. Okay, yeah, that's a clear separation. That's the hippo. And then this is whatever I put in it. Okay, let's go back to the animal market. I think we can put in 2 tapirs. Let's make sure that we do not have tapirs anywhere. I don't think we do. No, we do not. Okay. We're going to purchase both of these. Okay. And then we're going to send both of these to the zoo. There we go. That'll be our 3 species. Now, I'm going to have to do some interesting things with respect to the pathways. For example, it's not... Oh, shit. That's not what I wanted. It's not the most ideal. But it will allow them to see into the barrier, certainly. Okay. So they're being delivered. I have no clue what they need. In transit to habitat. Okay. Why is this bonobo still not been captured? Okay, here we go.
My, you have been busy, haven't you? Splendid! But now that you've adopted all these lovely new species, we need to make sure they're nice and happy. So let's get the average welfare across the zoo nice and high, shall we? And by we, I mean you. Go on, get to it.
Alright, I need to... Species... Baird's tapir. Okay. Food trough. Water bowl. Okay. Toys. Okay. Oh, let's see. That. We'll go that. There we go. Alright, so that should make them happy. They should be in a happy place. Alright, what do we got now? Increase the average habitat species overall welfare to 90%. Okay. So let's bring up the zoo panel and... Actually, let me check on vet research. The Goliath frog is still not cleared anymore. Okay, I was just curious. Animals. Alright. The big one is that the bonobo still is showing as escaped. Call vet. Or we can pay. There we go. Relocating to... Yeah, that wasn't what I wanted. Facility having significant... What? Many zoo facilities will not run unless they are powered, therefore maintaining a power supply is essential. Wait, say that again? Facility having significant negative effect on guests. Oh, okay. Hold on. I know how to fix that. Barriers. Let's see. All I'm going to do is hide it. Wood logs. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't think that that's gonna, because they can still see it, and I have to have it that way. At least it's better. Let's see how the tapirs are doing. Welfare 78%. Social. Stress. Hard shelter. Shelter space is critically insufficient to cover. Oh, yeah. Beds and shelters. Alright, so let's see. Australia shelter. Arctic shelter. Let's go with a wooden shelter. And we'll go with the 8x4x2. Put you out here. We'll put some habitat bedding. Okay. Huh. It's insufficient. Well, I can put another one. Put one back here. And we'll do the same thing again. There we go. Hard shelter, 84%. Excellent. So that's going to get them up to 83. They want me to get to 90. I just don't know how I'm going to do that. The habitat area, it says, is at 77. Interspecies bonus. Oh, we could improve with an interspecies. Okay. I wonder if there's another animal then that I could put in here. All right, let me take a look at the Zoopedia.
Lovely job there. You should be proud of yourself. Not only have you expanded the zoo and kept the animals as happy as Larry, but you didn't bankrupt us in the process. Amazing.
Okay. Apparently we got it to 90%. I was going to try and increase it.
Well, you've certainly transformed the zoo. I barely recognize it. A wonderful new exhibit, some fascinating new species, and you've done wonders for the animals' welfare by enriching their habitats. Who doesn't love playing with a 3-foot wide soccer ball, huh? I mean, other than professional soccer players. I'm sure it wasn't easy, though. I expect money was tighter than a possum's pouch. Plowing all those funds back into the welfare of the animals doesn't make running these places a picnic. Although, it does make me feel a little less guilty about how much our gift shops charge. No, as far as I'm concerned, the only reason to run a zoo is to help animal kind. Sadly, it appears some other people have far less noble goals.
Okay. Well, apparently, that has done it for the Madagascar Zoo. What we will do is move on. Actually, you know what? Let's go back to the main menu and take a look at what the next zoo is in our career path. I will be honest, that was a little frustrating because I wasn't able to do exactly what I wanted to do, where I wanted to do it. Hopefully I will be able to learn more and more over time. I do believe that this particular career path section, they kind of moved a little bit further ahead from where they had taught. In other words, they gave you tasks that were beyond what they had taught up until that point. So the next one will be the Bear Essentials Panda Park. Panda Park is Bernard Goodwin's newest zoo, built from the ground up to celebrate the panda in all its forms. This park represents an unparalleled opportunity to show the world just how much the Goodwin Foundation knows about breeding animals. So that will be our next zoo in the next episode of Professor Builds a Planet Zoo, or learns how to build a planet zoo. As always, if you have been enjoying the content, please make sure to hit the like button. Please make sure to hit the subscribe button. And hopefully I will see you next time. Talk to you soon.